We're live here on the Rich Lieberman Media Pulse on Thursday. Those of you that saw the earlier broadcast and are shocked at my ability to be a chameleon and be in a completely different light, it's because I'm operational. I'm multifaceted at giving you not just opinion and commentary, but news. Jeez, go figure. Who would have thunk? So I'm talking today about Bay Area radio, and there's some stuff going on at KCBS. We don't have much radio here, right? The sports talk stations are pretty much beyond below mediocrity levels and all that. But look, I've been very negative about KCBS with good reason because they've, to me, marginalized their whole situation with personnel, the lack of decent personnel, and the people that they have on, by and large, not worthy of any kind of a mention whatsoever. But I'm going to give them credit this time because I like the fact that they hired this Rebecca Goodyon, who was this traffic anchor that came out of nowhere about a year ago. And I noticed her right away and I said, man, this woman is fantastic. And she sounded very seasoned and professional. Not that she wouldn't be professional, but you know what I mean. So now she is going to be the evening news anchor from 6 until 2 o'clock in the morning in about a couple of weeks. So we wish her the best. And thank you, KCBS. And Jennifer Seelig, who is the vice president and news director, and Dawn Bastida, who hires the sports announcers and the traffic anchors. You did good. And you finally did something right. And you finally had the foresight to act unilaterally and before she really got expensive and hired Goodyon to do the gig that she's not only qualified, obviously, but she's talent. And I just hope that a KNX or somebody that we don't know about comes and snatches her out of the San Francisco market. Um, anyway, you made a good move. Now, don't stop there, KCBS, because I'm going to go all through the day and night and into the wee hours of the morning and tell you what you should do. Because people ask me every now and then, what would you do? You're so negative. You're so negative about KCBS, which you bitch and moan about and are overly critical. I'll tell you what I would do, and I've said this a million times or thereabouts. I would put the morning anchors who clearly are not morning centric. I put them on midday because any day now, Holly Kwan, who's on from 10 until 2, is going to either retire or she's going to take a buyout and she's going to go bye-bye. Okay. So I would take Eric Thomas, who I'm not a fan of, and Margie Schaefer, who's okay, and put them on in the midday. And I would put somebody in the morning who has a morning drive kind of personality and is passionate and eager and has that kind of morning vibe. Okay. All right. And that's till 10 o'clock. I've told you what I do at 10. Then in the afternoon, you have Steve Scott, who talks like this. And look, from what I've learned, the guy who came from New York, I never said he wasn't solid. I mimic and kind of put him out to pasture for the way he talks and kind of overly radio. I'm going to talk like this. But look, the guy he's better than the rest of them. That's not saying a lot, but at least he's there. He's got some pedigree with the New York and apparently works really hard, I'm told from some newsroom contacts. So I put him there. I would then at night, we have Goodyon and the guy that I like too, but obviously Rebecca Goodyon is a woman. There's the guy Goebel. I believe his name, well, I don't know his first name and I should know better, but his last name is Goebel. Decent, not crazy, not overly fantastic. I'll say he's solidly above average. I'd like to hear more of him, including the overnights. And this is breaking news because I'm going to be very favorable to somebody that I've in the past been overly critical, and that's Peter Finch. Peter, I made fun of you at times, I belittled you, but now you sound a lot more seasoned. You sound more professional than ever. And compared to some of the other individuals that they have on that station, you sound positively Edward R. Murrow-ish. So I like Peter Finch. I wish they'd give him the full time overnight gig. And look, folks, I know that that's a hard shift. You're in the middle of the night. You've got to be, it's a very, very less desirable kind of a position. So, but the current person is not qualified and is very, very less than mediocre. I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to say for the millionth time what you've already told me that you've heard. So I'll leave it at that. But Peter Finch, I have a renewed amount of respect for Peter Finch. Okay, finally, on the KCBS front, try to find some reporters, real reporters, and not Jack Ferris or people like Raquel Maria Dillon. I don't know where they got her from. Clearly not ready for prime time. So, and if KNX can continue to do a decent and above average job, which they do, then surely KCBS can find the talent that would be really heavenly to hear on a regular basis in between the 5,000 commercials that they run. Okay. So good job, KCBS. I don't always bitch and moan and give you crap. Occasionally, when you do well and you make smart decisions, I will compliment you as I just did. This is the Rich Lieberman Media Pulse. Please, if you like me, bet you just love me. Become a subscriber here on YouTube. You can email me at rich.lieberman@gmail.com. I am and will always talking about Bay Area media and beyond. And soon we will even start talking about LA radio and LA TV news stations. So thanks for watching, and we will see you later as always.